History doesn't believe in aliens or UFOs, but it doesn't deny them either. That's because humans have been witnessing strange encounters with aliens and UFOs since the beginning. There are a handful of UFO sightings documented by Roman historians from around 2,000 years ago. But they seem about as credible as the existence of Zeus. In 2020, however, the Pentagon admitted that aliens are indeed real. Their evidence? They released grainy videos taken by Navy pilots who witnessed speeding objects mysteriously disappear. After a thorough review, the DoD found the videos did not reveal any sensitive capabilities or systems. The videos are from training flights in 2004 and 2015, showing strange things the pilots saw. So far, no one knows exactly what they were.
Drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like... Look at that thing. It's rotating. Nickel 6-1 Tango Logic, over. Oh, got it! Woohoo! Roger, there's troubleshooting. What the fuck is that? Did you box moving target? No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at it fly!
And we should also mention the bizarre UFO case from Brazil. The case, dubbed Brazil's Roswell, remains one of the country's most famous UFO cases, with many residents to this day insisting that the Brazilian military captured 2 alien beings and threatened locals to keep quiet. In January 1996, locals in Varginha reported seeing a strange, cigar-shaped object about the size of a school bus slowly falling from the sky and crashing in a field. A man who witnessed the alleged crash said the unidentified object was floating and slowly losing altitude. He further described it as resembling a washing machine struggling to stay aloft with its side completely torn and white smoke billowing out. Within minutes, however, military trucks arrived from the nearby Irsay Army Base, 30 kilometers from Varginha, and ordered witnesses to leave, threatening them with guns. Soon after, residents were stunned as a large military presence descended on the town, cordoning off several blocks and preventing access. A group of girls then came forward, claiming they had stumbled across a strange creature in broad daylight at around 3:30 p.m. on January 20th, 1996. The being, which was huddled next to a wall near a clump of weeds in a vacant grass-covered lot, was described as about 4 feet tall, with brown, oily skin, V-shaped feet, a large head, and huge red eyes. For its part, the Brazilian military stated in 2010 that an official inquiry concluded the girls had actually encountered a homeless, mentally unstable man covered in mud. However, one of the girls stressed that what they had seen was by no means a human. The plot thickens with claims from a former Brazilian Air Force traffic controller. He alleged that shortly after the incident, the US Air Force landed unannounced in Varginha, dispatched 2 helicopters, and collected something before leaving. What was collected is not known, but something was rescued, the retired officer said. According to locals, the bodies and crash debris were appropriated by agents from the United States. After that, the matter was quickly suppressed. As days passed, people moved on with their lives, and soon the incident was largely forgotten. Up next is NASA's encounter with a possible alien spacecraft in deep space. In April 2016, the New Horizons spacecraft reached the Kuiper Belt. After capturing its first target, Pluto, the probe turned its attention toward a large object on a strange trajectory. Yes, we are talking about 15810 Aurorn, named after the Celtic god of death, war, and the otherworld. Now, why is it so special, you ask? Most of the objects in the Kuiper belt are made of rock and ice, but Aurorn doesn't behave like any catalogued object in the belt. This has led scientists to question if it is composed of something completely different, something much stronger. It rotates so fast that centrifugal force should have torn it apart. How can something spin so quickly and stay intact? Scientists believe the rapid spin might be creating artificial gravity, which would be essential for long interstellar travel. Astronauts cannot float around a spacecraft while traversing hundreds of light years. This intriguing possibility prompted New Horizons to take a closer look at the object. And here is where things get strange. As the probe tried to examine it more closely, all its sensors suddenly went dead. Transmissions were cut off. It was as if someone or something was monitoring our presence and didn't want us to discover them. But just before losing contact, NASA observed that Aurorn was spinning in a manner reminiscent of a large spaceship. Now, you could argue it was a technical glitch, but things get even stranger. As soon as New Horizons moved away from Aurorn, it came back to life as if nothing had ever happened. We'll leave it to you to decide what it might have been. If it is an intelligent alien civilization, it makes perfect sense to stay far away from Earth, silently observing us from the cold and dark expanse of the Kuiper belt. And when a closer inspection is needed, they could simply hop onto a spacecraft and camouflage it to appear as a mere space rock to the beings of our planet. Imagine an alien race that possesses such technology. What else might they be capable of? In 1991, the discovery of extremely tiny coil-shaped artifacts near the banks of Russia's Narada and Balbanyu rivers sparked a debate that continues to this day. These manufactured coils were initially uncovered during geological research related to gold extraction in the Ural Mountains. The artifacts include coils, spirals, shafts, and other unidentified components. What makes these artifacts so mysterious is that they were found at a depth of 10 to 40 feet, within a geological stratum estimated to be between 20,000 and 318,000 years old. Does this suggest the existence of a culture capable of developing nanotechnology over 300,000 years ago? According to an analysis from the Russian Academy of Sciences in Syktyvkar, the largest pieces are primarily made of copper, while the smallest is composed of tungsten and molybdenum. Interestingly, molybdenum is the same mineral found at the UFO crash site in Roswell. Here is where things get even stranger. The shape of these artifacts suggests that they are manufactured rather than naturally occurring metal fragments. In fact, they closely resemble miniature components of contemporary nanotechnology. While some have argued that these tiny structures are merely debris left behind by test rockets launched from the nearby Plesetsk space station, a report from the Moscow Institute determined that the artifacts are far too old to have originated from modern manufacturing. Could this be also a nod to space travelers? Next on our list is a chilling event from the South American country of Chile. On November 11, 2014, Chilean naval officers flying in the coastal sector between the port of San Antonio and Quintero spotted a strange object in the sky. Mind you, they were at an altitude of about 5,000 feet, and the unknown object was flying away from them at a speed similar to that of their helicopter.
Something catches the technician's eye. And when he points his camera, this is what he captures. Two large overlapping orbs. Check it out. They're moving in unison. Maybe they're even connected.
So we see here...
The Chilean government kept the incident a secret for 2 years before suddenly releasing and declassifying the video evidence, along with an official report. In the video, you can clearly see the unidentified flying object dispersing a trail of an unknown substance into the air. But here's the strange part. Chilean air traffic control failed to detect the object on radar. On top of that, they received no response from the UFO whatsoever when attempting to communicate with it. For 9 minutes, they had the object captured on video before it suddenly gained speed and disappeared into the clouds, never to be spotted again. The Committee for the Studies of Airborne Phenomena, which is comprised of scientists, analysts, and aeronautical technicians, studied the case and suggested that the object might have been a medium-sized liner aircraft and that the trail could be reserve water released by the crew. However, this theory was dismissed because neither the altitude at which the object moved nor the temperature at that moment could allow for such a wave of condensation. The Chilean military studied the incident for 2 years but could neither identify the object nor determine its origin. Ultimately, they catalogued it as an unidentified phenomenon and released the video to the public. Finally, we have one of the most shocking alien encounters from the last century. This encounter occurred in 1961, the same year as the UFO sighting above East Mountain in Vermont. It was also one of the earliest publicized reports of abduction by beings from another planet. Betty and Barney Hill claimed to have been abducted by extraterrestrial beings on the night of September 19th during their journey home to New Hampshire. While on the road, they saw a light flash in the sky. They initially thought that it was a shooting star, but quickly changed their minds when they saw the light begin to change direction. They then decided to pull over in hopes of getting a better view of this unusual light. Using binoculars, they discovered that the light was actually an unusual ship flashing lights of all colors. The couple, feeling uneasy, drove off and continued to head home. As they traveled, the couple noticed that the aircraft was descending closer to their vehicle. They estimated that the aircraft was about 40 feet long. The UFO dropped so close to their car that they stopped. This time, Barney was able to see humanoid figures in black uniforms through the windows of the ship. Startled, the couple took off again, this time at a much faster pace. They then began to hear noises emanating from the UFO while experiencing a tingling sensation throughout their bodies. The couple then blacked out and awoke nearly 56 kilometers away from where they originally were. After enduring this frightening experience, both Barney and Betty Hill later gave statements, under hypnosis, that they were taken onto the UFO and examined by the extraterrestrial beings that occupied it. Today, there is a sign near the area where the Hills were abducted, describing the event that reportedly took place that night in 1961. Well, that's it for this video. What do you think of these incredible encounters? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.